everyone, this is Soraya. I talk about skin health care, um, acne, and today I'll be talking about alopecia. Um, Welcome back to my channel. It's been a while, I've been quite busy, but today I'm here to talk to you about the sensitive topic that is alopecia. I'm not sure if I've said this before, but I have hair which doesn't grow in a certain area. So I was diagnosed with alopecia by one of the dermatologists I'd seen before, and that made me research a little bit more about alopecia. And it can be very sensitive topic, and what made me talk about it is the whole saga between like Will, Jada Pinkett, Chris Rock, where there was a joke about her, hairstyle, and it was revealed that she had alopecia. So I could just connect with the fact that she was sensitive about that topic, because it's something that has, as a woman, when you grow up, it's like you're inculcated to have this feminine, image. On TV, you see people with long hair, you see people with beautiful skin. As an African American or African child, you have your hair like blown out, or plaited, and you're encouraged to have like long hair, and how it's related to either your culture, or finding a husband or things like that, just cultural issues. And it stays with you, and when you lose your hair, your head of hair, and you feel like you're not the queen anymore, and you feel like you're not feminine anymore, and it can really erode your self-esteem. So I just connected because of the similarities to myself. Well, for me, I have like alopecia in our family, so it's something that I expected to have because I was already having it as I was younger, so I knew it was probably a genetic thing. So it's not as traumatic for me because I don't know, I just expected it to come. But for me, what was more traumatic was actually like my acne. When you have hyperpigmentation, and then somebody stops you on the way, and they're like, oh, what you can do for this skin is do this, that, the other, and you're like, okay. Like in your head, you're like, thank you. I mean, you will say thank you and appreciate the advice, but in your head, you're like, okay, I've been told this before, and I've tried everything, and it didn't work. So it's like sometimes it can be too much, and it can be just like a sensitive issue, and it can just sometimes just reduce your self-esteem. You don't want to go out, you don't want to do this and that, and so you just have to find a way to deal with the situation. So yeah, and then for some others, it's like maybe they're on chemotherapy, and they have no other way that they can deal with it. The hair loss will come because of the chemotherapy, and so you just have to find ways to manage, and try and flaunt what you have, and hide whatever you have, and deal with the hair loss. So as I said, with your culture and all of that stuff, it might be very damaging to your emotions, your self-esteem. And yeah, I apologize for any for any noise in the back. So yeah, so this video is just to let you know like how to deal with alopecia if you have it, and I'll just be letting you know about what I've learned and what you can do. Hi, I apologize for the camera angle in the remaining part of the video. I just had to change the angle slightly, and the message is still important, so just listen and go ahead. Reversing those beliefs that you've grown up with about your hair, about your skin, can be hard, but you know what, you just have to deal with it. And so my video is just some ways on how to deal with alopecia. So alopecia also has been found to be, you know, prevalent in the like African American community. And so, like, you know, when I was doing my research, you know, the different kinds of alopecia. So you have the like the traction alopecia. The traction alopecia is when you have like when you're braiding, or you have, you know, wigs and they pull on the hair, and certain places where there's tension makes the hair follicle fall off and then grow back again. So that is when you have the traction alopecia. You have areas of hair falling off where there's hair tension. Or for some people, they have alopecia because of they're constantly picking on their scalp. Usually it's like a nervous issue or an anxiety issue. It's like biting your nails, but you're picking on your hair. And that area of the head where you're picking on, the hair follicle falls off. And then you have, I'm not gonna mention it all, but there's a different type of alopecia which is called I think it's circumferential alopecia. If you Google it, I think you'll see it's called CCA, circumferential psychiatrical alopecia, where the hair falls off starting from the middle of the head and then going round that area, um, uh, which most of the time is a genetic issue. I have that kind of alopecia where that happens, where, you know, the hair starts falling off in the middle of the head, and then it just extends around that area. So for me, my hair actually does I can't say it's fallen off, but the hair does not grow as much in that area. So the because there's stages of hair growth. You know, there's a telogen, anagen, and you can look that up. So that the cycle of growth, hair growth, slows down and eventually stops. And for me, it hasn't stopped completely, but it's definitely slowed down, and it's in that apex of the head area. So, and then there's the male like androgenetic alopecia, where for men it's like male baldness, and the area of hair you lose hair around the sides, just at the sides here, so that it looks like kind of like a triangle, and then also in the middle area. So I'm sure you've seen this with maybe your parents and things like that, where they start losing hair, or the hair line recedes, and then there's certain areas where it falls off, and in the middle too. So that also, like, yeah, that's they call it androgenetic or male alopecia, male baldness alopecia. Yeah, and so once that starts happening, unfortunately they haven't really found a way to make it come back faster. So so there are different ways that, you know, people go through it. For example, I mean, I dealt with it, and I also tried to see a dermatologist. So yeah, there are different ways to go through it, and emotionally, like, I think the way you just have to, you know, like, go through your affirmations, like, know that you're beautiful, believe that you're beautiful, in whatever way that God made you. Don't make people make you feel bad about yourself. I mean, there's nothing you can do about how you are made, and so you just, you know, make your flaunt the, you know, the good things. You can hide the ones that you don't want to be seen, but that is how God made you. So yeah, you deal with it. And then yeah, so, you know, practice affirmations, and then find a way to manage your you know, the different levels of, you know, hair length. and that can be difficult. And for me, what I do is I have to cut my hair in a certain length for so that it's not so prevalent that you don't see it. Or you can, in the if you have like a good crop of hair and it's just a small area, you can actually grow out your hair so that you can cover the area which is that is not growing, just to cover it up. So it depends on how different the hair length is and how big the area or the spot of where the area is not growing is. If you have it on different areas, then you might actually have to cut your hair completely and just maintain a short hairstyle or bold hairstyle, depending on how you want to rock your hairstyle. So you can also put wigs. Turbans are a good idea if you want to just cover your head. And then you can do maybe hairstyles, like you can go to the barber and trim down your hair to a certain hairstyle that's in vogue now, so that should cover for certain people, so you can do that. Also, have positive people around you, people who support you, who are able to build up your confidence, because as I said, it really drains your self-esteem. So you need those people to always be your support. Like, they will tell you either the truth, or they will tell you, oh, you need to do this or that, and just don't take it in a bad way. They're trying to help you. And also, if you feel like it's too much, you can also tell them that you can slow it down, and just be polite about it. And but just those positive people who are not like, oh, you look so bad, you do what you need to do this, you're not gonna find a husband, those kind of people. No, don't deal with those kind of people. And then focus on your goals, like, because hair is not everything. Focus on your goals and try and achieve your goals, and the more you achieve your goals, the more like the other things like hair and skin doesn't really matter, because these days you can go to an esthetician and they'll find ways to help you with all of those things. So go get your goals, girl. And then the other ways, I know, like if you really have the money and you can, there people do hair transplants where they actually put like areas where I think they put like actual hair follicles and hair into the skin, and either in the area where you have a bald spot or like the whole head. I think it's also expensive, so it depends on where you're going to do it, but I've seen like videos where people do hair transplants. So especially for male, I've seen that in more of male baldness, but I'm sure there's for both male and female. So if you want to do that, you can do that. Also, the medical treatments for like the dermatologist, he gave me like a certain preparation to apply on the area to reduce the inflammation. And then, because it's also and I've talked about this before, it's somehow, especially if it's genetic related, it's somehow related to inflammation, so that that area of the scalp is so inflamed that it stops. It's like the hair follicles stop to function the way they do, and then they lose their function, and then the hair stops to grow and you lose your hair. So so somehow also sometimes it's related to that. So you can go to the dermatologist and they can give you something to apply. Or there's also like treatments like Rogaine and minoxidil, which are used for hair growth. Well, they're used for other things, but they also help with hair growth, and you can use that. For me, I used Rogaine at some point, but my hair was falling off more faster, So I was like, no. I stopped using it, so I went the natural method. And so right now I'm just using like shea butters. For me, shea butter, I've recently found chebe butter, which is supposed to help with your hair growth. And I mean, the other kind of oils which you can find in the like shops, salons. I'm not quite sure of the like the miracle hair growth kind of things, but some people have used it and it works, so I don't know. Yeah, but I use like the natural like shea butter, chebe butter, castor oil. Yeah, those are the things that I use to just slow down the hair loss, because it's not like it's gonna, for me, okay, well, for at least for me, I haven't found that it has increased my hair growth, but definitely slows down the hair loss. So yeah, that is what you can do. Also, just keep your hair and scalp well maintained. Sometimes, certain things can trigger hair loss, so keep your hair and scalp moist. Like put enough moisture, especially for like African 4C hair, where you can lose hair just because it's dry, or because maybe you're using hard water and it's then to go well with your hair, or hair porosity and things like that. Find a good hair, if it's cream or lotion or whatever that maintains your hair in a good manner. For some people, wigs and things like that, like protective hairstyles help them to maintain their hair. Just make sure that it's not like creating tension or things that might cause the traction alopecia instead. And try and avoid chemicals if you can, and because that can also promote hair loss. That has happened to me too, actually. It has, like, when you use like very hard chemicals, they can actually cause your hair to fall off faster. So yeah, and then if you have any suggestions, anything that you think can help with hair growth or stop hair loss, if you have your own experience, you can put it in the comments below. Share with people, share with me. I'd like to know what you guys have done. As always, please share, comment, subscribe, give a thumbs up, and let me know that you are watching. And I will see you the next time. Bye.